What if your biggest challenges and even your most treasured relationships weren't just the luck of the draw, but carefully chosen by your own spirit before you were born? Sounds wild, doesn't it? Yet, hidden beneath all the noise and confusion of daily life, there's an ancient wisdom that claims your soul picks its parents, soulmate, and life's path long before your first breath. Imagine the possibility that every struggle and every love in your life was selected for you, not against you. This isn't just feel-good talk. It's a bold, counterintuitive idea that turns our understanding of destiny upside down. For anyone who's ever wondered, why me? Or felt drawn to certain people without knowing why, what follows could flip your script on fate, suffering, and the search for meaning. Stick around and see how this perspective can change the way you look at yourself and everyone you meet. Most folks imagine death as the grand finale, the curtain call that closes the show. But old traditions and quiet wisdom hint at something far more intriguing. Death is just the next doorway. It's as if the soul, long weighed down by its earthly body, finally drops its heavy backpack and steps into the lightness of pure being. That first sensation is one of unfamiliar freedom, as if waking from a long, strange dream, only to realize the dream was never the whole story. What's left behind is the shell. What remains is the true, undiluted self, unbound and curious for what lies ahead. Let's be honest. Letting go of everything you've known sounds daunting, yet the ancient teachings reassure us. It's not loss, but transition. A bit like moving from one familiar street to a new, mysterious city where the air itself feels different. The soul glides into what mystics call the bardos, strange, in-between spaces that aren't here or there. These bardos act like spiritual crossroads, each shaped by the choices and growth of a lifetime. And just as every traveler brings their own baggage, every soul's experience in these states is uniquely colored by the life just lived, nudging them gently, or not so gently, into what's next. Picture the bardos as a multi-stage journey, with each stop revealing a little more of what's real. The first bardo is life itself, a training ground where every thought and action plants seeds in the soil of consciousness. The choice is made, kindness is offered, grudges held, and lessons learned all leave their mark. This is where karma takes shape, not as punishment, but as a pattern the soul weaves for itself. Like a skilled artist, the soul will recognize the design it's created when it moves on. Next comes the dying process, the second bardo, where the body slowly releases its grip, element by element: earth, water, fire, air, and finally space. It's a bit like peeling off layers of clothing after a long winter, until only the pure essence remains. As the senses fade, awareness begins to bloom in a new way, free from the limits of physical existence. Many traditions describe this as both unsettling and beautiful, a dance of release that leads to a profound stillness. And from that stillness, something even more mysterious emerges. In the third bardo, the clear light of reality appears, a blazing flash of pure awareness. For some, this is the moment of ultimate freedom. If the soul recognizes this light as its own true nature, instant liberation is possible. Most of us, though, find this overwhelming, and old habits and emotions stir up visions shaped by our deepest patterns. The soul might see peaceful landscapes or stormy scenes, all reflecting its inner world, just like a mirror reveals whatever stands before it. The trick, they say, is not to be fooled by these appearances, but to look deeper. Should liberation slip by, the journey continues into the fourth bardo, often called the karmic bardo of becoming. Here, the pull of unfinished business, longings, and the echoes of old loves and fears grow strong. The soul, nudged by the momentum of past actions, is drawn toward a new life. It's a little like being swept down a river whose twists and turns you once mapped out, even if you don't remember doing it. What's remarkable is that this current actually carries the soul toward the people and circumstances it needs most for further growth. Now let's get to the real head-scratcher. How does the soul pick its next parents, its soulmate, its whole new storyline? It turns out nothing's random here. The soul is drawn by a magnetic force, call it karma, call it spiritual gravity, toward those who can help it learn what it most needs to learn. Unfinished business, old promises, and even long-lost love can all play a part. Relationships are rarely just coincidences. They're the threads woven between lifetimes, sometimes tender, sometimes tough, but always purposeful. Imagine someone who always struggled with forgiveness. In the new life, that soul might feel a pull toward parents or a partner who unknowingly trigger the very wounds that require healing. It sounds tricky, but it's how the soul gets a real shot at growth. For those further along the path, this process is more conscious. They get more say in the script, picking family and circumstances with the precision of a master craftsman. Even so, a degree of uncertainty and surprise always lingers, ensuring life stays full of learning. Now here's the kicker. When the soul is reborn, it passes through a veil that blocks memories of all that came before. That means no one pops into the world remembering their last big argument in another century, or the lessons learned as a wandering monk. This isn't some cosmic prank, but a necessary reset. Forgetting allows each person to dive into life with fresh eyes and an open heart, not bogged down by ancient baggage. Yet echoes of the past sometimes slip through. Gut instincts, déjà vu, or dreams that feel just a little too real. There are rare moments, maybe during a quiet walk, or in the midst of a crisis, when hints of past lives flicker at the edge of awareness. These whispers can come as strong attractions, deep fears, or flashes of insight that seem to come from nowhere. The wise ones say to pay attention to these clues. They're breadcrumbs left by the soul to guide you, reminders that there's more to your story than meets the eye. And for those curious enough, the journey of remembering is an adventure all its own. Let's not forget, life itself is full of little bardos, mini transitions that mirror the bigger ones. Sleep, for example, is often described as the dream bardo, a nightly dip into another realm where the body rests and the mind wanders. In dreams, people sometimes meet lost loved ones, solve problems, or rehearse challenges yet to come. Treating sleep as a sacred time for renewal or practicing lucid dreaming can actually train the mind for the greater transitions waiting beyond this life. Meditation offers another bardo, a chance while still alive to taste what comes after death. In deep meditation, the chatter of ego quiets and a person can glimpse that same clear light described in ancient texts. Regular practice can make the soul more familiar with letting go, more comfortable with silence, and more willing to face whatever comes next. It's like doing spiritual stretches before running a marathon, preparing body, mind, and heart for whatever journey awaits beyond the veil. So when someone looks around at their family, friends, or even their greatest challenges, they might see more than just chance or luck at work. Every bond, every trial, every moment of joy or pain carries the fingerprints of a soul's own choosing. Life, with all its twists, heartbreaks, and bursts of happiness, is the curriculum picked out for this chapter of growth. Recognizing this can shift how a person sees their struggles. They're not punishments, but invitations to evolve. Understanding death in this light can melt a lot of fear. Instead of dreading the unknown, a person can start to see life as a meaningful journey, one with purpose and surprises around every bend. And for the truly curious, there's always more to discover, more ways to wake up to the deeper adventure. After all, every ending is just a cleverly disguised new beginning. Now that you've peeked behind the curtain, are you ready to live as if your life was chosen with intention? What would change if you treated every challenge as a lesson hand-picked by your soul, or saw your most complicated relationships as opportunities for growth? Imagine waking up tomorrow with the curiosity of someone on a grand adventure, knowing each moment is rich with hidden meaning, each person a possible soul, a connection. So what if the next step toward freedom is as simple as seeing your life through new eyes? Which part of your story will you rewrite, knowing it might just be the beginning of something much bigger? Share your thoughts in the comments, take this journey with us, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. There's a whole universe of mystery and self-discovery waiting just for you.